Hey everyone, today's August 18th. This is the 5th time doing this video. I get interrupted or things happen. So, hopefully this is the last one. Um, I am actually doing this on a bipolar topic. Again, I have allergies. I'm not picking my nose. It's actually concerning a certain medication that a friend of mine was taking. We actually talk online a lot. She is extremely open, just like me. I mean, we share everything. We're open about everything. And I'm getting all red in the face. It's hot in here. So, anyways, she is actually being hospitalized because of adverse effects to this certain medication. So I don't know when she's actually going to come back out. I have no idea. A little warning.
I'll sit down. He's sweating.
Anyways, that's my husband. So again, as I mentioned, she is actually in the hospital because of this medication. I'm not saying it's gonna happen to everyone. Don't freak out, dear God. I'm not trying to say that. And as you know, I have my own opinion, so don't, oh my God, just because she said that it's gonna happen. No, it's not. I know a lot of people that I talk about online, or I'm sorry, talk to online, not talk about. I try not to talk about people. Talk to online. They actually follow everything their psychiatrist says, without any problem at all. Everything will pop up again. I think for myself first. Mainly because I have some physical conditions that can actually interact with a lot of psychiatric medications. So I do my research first, and then I think about, well, what's the pros and cons of taking it, and, how long do I have to take it, this kind of stuff. And I know at first my psychiatrist was like drove nuts by this, but he's actually come quite accustomed to it, excuse me. So again, it's just my opinion. I think this is the shittiest drug in the world. My opinion, you don't have to believe anything I say. But whoever thought about this was seriously out of their head. Not a good combination at all. So today today I will be talking about Symbyax, which is spelled Cymbyax. I hope I said that right. It is actually a combination of Zyprexa and Prozac mixed together. Which you guys know from past videos, I cannot take either of them. With the Prozac, I'm speedy and sexually aroused beyond any normal amounts that someone can handle. And with the Zyprexa, it sends me into full-blown mania. And again, I'm checking out my notebook. I'm not being rude. A little Cliff Notes version. So, this drug was actually approved by the FDA in 2004. So basically what it does is how do I put this? The Prozac is in there to help with the depressive cycle of bipolar, and the Zyprexa is put in there for the mania portion of bipolar, which I'm sure it works fine for some people. But this one woman I've been talking to, she was like on the highest dose possible, which I will get into in just a second or two. So as you know, don't know if you do know from past videos, or if you actually do a lot of searching on the web yourself and talk to doctors, Zyprexa actually blocks serotonin and dopamine. So it actually decreases the amount that your brain actually produces. And Prozac actually increases serotonin in your head. So honestly, right there, it sounds a little bit weird. Because with the Zyprexa, it tries to block the serotonin, but then the Prozac tries to actually increase the serotonin. So I'm thinking that's gonna like fry your freaking head. That's just my opinion, because you're basically burning these receptors that actually have a purpose inside your skull. Um, so I find that very disturbing. Anyways, the dosage is, let me see. The top one is Zyprexa, and the bottom one is Prozac. So they come in strengths of 6 milligrams over 25, then 6 milligrams over 50 milligrams, then 12 milligrams over 25 milligrams, and finally 12 milligrams over 50 milligrams, which is the one that this woman happened to be on, the strongest one, the 12 over 50. And like me, she actually tried to push it and hold out and wait to see what would happen, and she waited too long. What happened to her, I will mention later. She actually had a very toxic reaction to it, which I will list in the precautions section. It's the last one I talk about, put it that way. But I do need to bring this closer. I'm not going to wear my glasses on camera ever, so you might see me doing like this. I'm not being rude. It's just that I write really small to fit it all in. So actually some of the signs and symptoms and side effects and stuff like that include my husband shaking the damn bed and staring at my chest. Jackass. Include sleepiness, tiredness, tremors, peripheral edema. See, I can't say that word. I'm butchering it. It's actually a excess amount of fluid in your legs and ankles and feet, which I actually got that a couple times in the past 2.5 years. And it doesn't feel good, because it just like your whole leg feels like stiff, sore, and achy, and you just can't walk on it hardly sometimes. That's kind of how it feels. So on top of that, you also have lightheadedness, dizziness, dry mouth, increased appetite, significant weight gain, because you got to think you're taking 2 medications, not just one. It is also sedating. It can cause your muscles to become rigid. It can cause them to spasm and twitch also. It also causes drooling, a mask-like face, which I'm not exactly sure how to describe that. I guess like you just don't have any expressions, you just like stay the same constantly. Also you tend to shuffle, which I don't know if you know about that. I think that is the old school thingy. It's I want to say it's related to Halidol, where you have like nothing to do, but you just like walk like so slow constantly, and you just can't stop doing it for some reason. I think it's called a Haldol Shuffle or something else. I might be mistaken, but it is a very old school prescription that actually called people to just like pace the force like no reason. So besides the shuffling, there's actually abnormal posture, restlessness, fidgeting. Then we have the inability to sit still. Also, you can develop diabetes, a increase in cholesterol, and I want to say excessive increase in cardiovascular disease, which basically affects your whole vascular system. Hopefully you know what that means. Your heart, your veins, arteries, the whole shebang. The stuff that basically pushes the blood throughout your body. That's kind of like your cardiovascular system. So that's just some of the symptoms. I'm not going to go through all of them because it would take way too long. I'm trying to make this shorter. The precautions, which are actually severe, again, because they're mixing 2 prescriptions together, which is the dumbest thing they do in the freaking world. Don't know who came up with this again, but they're a freaking idiot. The first precaution I put down, please stop shaking the camera, babe. It's called TD. And I know I am not even going to say this. I will stick it in my description. So it is actually an adverse effect of the antipsychotic medication, which can potentially cause irreversible movements in the fingers. Your tongue can actually move on its own without you having any control of it. So just imagine that for the rest of your life. Also, other traits that are potentially irreversible is lip puckering, facial grimacing, uncontrollable neck and shoulder movement. Again, I'm sorry, it's very hard to talk about because I got really close to this woman and it freaking sucks because she listens to everything her psychiatrist tells her, and he kept on upping it and upping it and upping it till she got to the highest dose, and it is kind of hard to deal with that. Especially when people don't think for themselves sometimes. I'm not saying that... God, that came out wrong. That may come off as kind of brash. But you don't have to take whatever your psychiatrist says. Unless, like, you're severely fucked up in the head, then I suggest you do it. But if you can manage your illness, then I definitely suggest a lot of research and stuff before you take anything. Just to see which part of the body it's going to affect or which organ it's going to actually affect, which is pretty scary if you think about what they do. I'm getting pop-ups at the wazoo. Okay. Now this one, the last one, is actually called NMS, which is neuroleptic malignant syndrome, which is what she was hospitalized for. It is actually a toxic reaction to antipsychotics, including Zyprexa and Symbyax. I know I'm probably butchering that word still. What happens is the muscles get tight, stiff, and rigid. Your temperature increases, your heart rate increases, your blood pressure goes through the roof, you have irregular heartbeats, and sweating that you cannot stop. It can also lead to delirium and coma if not treated soon enough, with long-term use in high doses. It can also cause hypoglycemia, excessive weight gain, increased cholesterol, diabetes, and change the body's... There's this... it actually... I forgot what it's called, but it's where your body cannot cool down. Again, it's in the links, and I know I'm teary-eyed and shiny-eyed because I freaking hate this shit. I really like this woman. She was freaking awesome, and I can't believe she's in the hospital just because she listened to her psychiatrist instead of her body. Because she did say that she was feeling kind of tight in the muscles and thirsty constantly, and she felt like hot and flushed all day. Stop shaking the bed, babe. And she came on the next day and she was like, I can't talk no more, I have to go to the hospital. And I mean, like, she looked like a completely different person. She looked totally different. So she's being hospitalized for that. And again, she is like me. She pushes the medications to see if you can possibly get past the side effects, which most of the time I can't. And I think she has the same problem as I do, because she's tried everything and she decided to try some other stuff. and so far no luck. But I think that's about it for now. I'm really getting upset. This is kind of getting to me. I will actually list a few links. I think I have like 3 links. Let me see. No, hang on. I got 2 links, and I have a website that is just for the drug interactions between Prozac and Zyprexa. Again, the person who thought of this is a fucking retard. And also, I'm gonna mention that there's a couple sites on Yahoo Answers and health questions.medhelp.org, which also is people's personal experiences with this medication. So hopefully it's helpful, but I can feel myself getting dizzy and panicky. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope it helps a little bit. I'm sorry. Holy crap. I need to get off. So I will post this up today. Okay, guys? Have a great day. Bye.